Darkest Hour? Or is it just Darkest Hour? Darkest Hour. Or maybe you could just call it the vehicle that gives Gary Oldman his Oscar. I mean, seriously, we should just start right there. Gary Oldman as Winston Churchill in Darkest Hour is spectacular. He's winning the Oscar. It's over. It's done. Race is over. Just give him the award right now. He is fantastic. He absolutely loses himself in this role. If no one told me that this was Gary Oldman playing Winston Churchill, I would have never known. I heard someone bring up a very good point. It's like, this is pretty much like Daniel Day-Lewis as Lincoln back a couple years ago. But I think the big difference between this and Lincoln is that no one really knew what Abraham Lincoln sounded like, but for Winston Churchill, you have clips and sound bites of what he sounds like, and Gary Oldman sounds exactly like that, and it's unbelievable what Gary Oldman does in this role. There are also tons of other great performances in Darkest Hour. Ben Mendelsohn as King George, he was great. I didn't know he was in this movie, so that was awesome to see. Lily James also is really good, coming off of Baby Driver this summer. She is Winston Churchill's assistant typist person. I don't know, but she was really good. I enjoyed seeing her. And then you also have Mark Rylance's brother in this movie playing Halifax. I mean, it's kind of cool that as Halifax's brother is out there saving the kids at Dunkirk, he's over here fighting the good fight back at home. Now, there's one minor complaint that I think some people could have with Darkest Hour is that, there's really no action in this movie. It is a war film, but it's a more like behind the scenes war film of what's going on while everyone else is fighting. It could be a slow and boring story because of that. It's very political, and if you're not interested in World War II or the time, I don't know why you're not, because this is very intriguing stuff, but I could see some people thinking that it's slow. Most of the story of The Darkest Hour happens around the time of Dunkirk, which is really interesting because of, obviously, Christopher Nolan's movie came out earlier this summer. And I think that these two movies back-to-back could be a very interesting, back-to-back feature. Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk and then the Gary Oldman's Darkest Hour, I think, would be, Christopher Nolan tells what's actually happening at Dunkirk, while, this movie, Darkest Hour, explains what's going on behind the scenes while everyone's trying to get off of Dunkirk. Which one's better? I don't know. You could say that Darkest Hour probably has more characters that actually have a plot and a storyline to travel through the entire movie, but Dunkirk has Harry Styles. So, toss up? So, like I said before, Darkest Hour is mostly for Gary Oldman, a movie driven by Gary Oldman as Winston Churchill. This is locking up the best actor Oscar for him. It's done. Slam dunk. Ace. Home run. Mic drop. Crumpet in the tea. I think it's a movie that is definitely worth seeing. As my dad said, it's the greatest movie he's ever seen. I don't know if that's true, but it is really enjoyable. Try maybe go out a nice little matinee or wait until it comes out, but I definitely think it's worth seeing. Gary Oldman alone winning his Oscar. You can watch it happen. It's good. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe down below. Merry Christmas. See you next time. Peace. Stupid sweater.